What's that, Skip? Seano's talking about Supercoach again. Let's go. G'day everyone, it's Seano again, and we're here to do our Round 7 review. So let's get on with it, and as you can see, we did okay. It looks like a big score, 2,456, but I would say it's a little bit above average, but not fantastic. The team of the round had a 2,700 score this week. So we're still in the top 8%, which is good. Round 7 rank, we did gain 1,000 places on last week's rank. Last week's score wasn't that great, so that kind of gives you an idea. Total score 14,822 in the top 3%, which is very nice. We're in the top 5%, so it just shows that it doesn't take much to jump up the ranks. And season rank 6,245. We've increased 299 places, which, I mean, at least we've gone up, right? That's the plan, to go up in rank as often as possible, and we went up, which is good. So let's have a look at the team, this week's team. Okay, so starting in the back line, Whitfield 104, not too bad. I mean, obviously we expect big things out of Whitfield, but you can't score 150 every week. So if we'll take 104. Zorko 104. I watched some of this game. He absolutely butchered it. So if he actually last time I looked, he had at least 5 clangers. So if he hadn't had those clangers, he probably would have had a 120 or 130 score. So the roles there, he's still doing well. He just needs to clean up his possessions a little bit. But that could have been a big score. So if you're a bit worried about Zorko, I wouldn't be too worried. I think he's still good. And a lot of people, if you were thinking about bringing him in, I'd be snapping him up at 516. This is probably one of the weeks to get him. Roberts, 117, very nice. That's 2 good scores in a row. A lot of people were thinking about trading him. As far as I'm concerned, hold until he starts really, either showing that he's not going to give you premium scores, or you want to upgrade to one of the big boys. But even then, I think at 117, he scored more than both of these big boys here next to him. So at the moment, just keep him. Sort out your other issues first. Get your rookies off the field. Dale, very disappointing. He's one that I know a lot of people are worried about. I'm also worried about him a little bit. I thought he was going to be a lot more consistent. I thought his floor was going to be a lot higher. I did a lot of research. I looked into him in the season. I liked his pick. I liked the pick even before the season. But even before he smashed out those 2 big scores, and I traded him in. But yeah, he's not doing the job that we bought him for at the moment. But I think we just need to leave him there. As we do, if we trade him out, he'll score 150. So we're just going to wait, and hopefully somebody else can trade him out, and he'll score 150. Bice 101. What a legend! Certainly putting his hand up for Rookie of the Year so far. With our trades last week, we got in Carroll. The only way we could get him in was here in the back line and to play him on the field, which is a little bit unfortunate because we had 2 high scores on the bench. And we, of course, just like we just said, we got rid of Connor Stone, which not only messes up my ability to flip from the back line to the forward line with Patton here, it also, he went out and scored like a 70. Which was his highest score so far this season. He'd scored like a 40 maximum for like 5 weeks in a row. And of course, the week I sell him, he gets a 70. So kudos to anyone out there if you manage to hold him for that long. And he'll get a little bit of cash gen going now. I think he was only worth about 170, so he hadn't gone up that much. And Reed did excellent. Pity I couldn't get him on the field. I think we'll put him on the field this week because we're not going to be able to do a loophole or anything. We're just going to hope that he has a good game. And I think as we discussed before, trainer, we held and if you held, I think he was always going to go down, and he will go down again this week, but then he should start going back up. He's got an 86 break even this week, predicted to go down 10 grand, but if he gets a 64 or 70 the week after, I think he's predicted to go up 20 grand. So if you can keep him for 2 more weeks, he'll get that money back and then start hopefully going back up again in cash generation. Probably make it to 300k pretty easy if you can hold on to him. Brayshaw, 157. Got to love this man. Killing it. Had him since the beginning of the season. What more can I say? Nick Dacos smashed it. Glad I got him at that bargain basement price of 580. He's now gone up 60k for that since then and made it very hard for people to get him who don't have him. Delivered 2 good scores. I did have I had the vice captain on. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. I had the captaincy on him, but of course we decided to take somebody else's score. Sinclair, 99. It's been a bit down over the last few games. We'll take 99. Hopefully he can get back up to those big scores soon. Sheasel, the Shees is back. The Shees is back. A 135. He had that halfback role that we all know he likes. Hopefully that stays the same and he can keep delivering those big scores. Shows the faith for all of us that got him at the beginning and have held on to him. Oliver, 98. Well, I guess that's kind of what we've come to expect from Oliver at the moment. So not very surprised. Yes, would hope he could do better. He does play the Eagles, my mob, this weekend. So if he's ever going to have a big score, it's probably going to be this weekend. Murphy Reed was my lowest score on the field, and he lost a little bit of money, and he's got a break even of 64 now. So yeah, he lost a little bit of money. His break even I think was 44 or something like that, and I thought by keeping him I might be able to make a little bit of extra money, but that was not the case. So he is probably on the chopping block again on this week. I would hate to lose any more money. Lindsay, 78. Glad we held him. Beautiful. What's his break even now? His break even of 1. Predicted to go up 23k. He's got the Eagles, so he could have a good game. Nice. Hewitt started off pretty slow. I was a bit worried, a bit like last week, but not quite as good as last week. He started off slow, and last week he had a really good second half. This week he started off slow. He was played a little bit forward, I believe, at the beginning of the game, and then he started to get some possessions. What I did notice is he spends a lot of time on the bench. I'm not too sure if that's with his injury, whether he's just doesn't have the fitness after not playing really for a full season or a couple of seasons with any consistency. He spends almost every quarter, he spends the first 5 to 10 minutes on the bench, which hurts his score a little bit, but he has shown that he's there in the guts in the midfield when Mini plays him there, and he has got the potential to get reasonable scores. So happy with him. On the bench, this is, of course, not the good Warner, the Corey Warner. So 55 is for him is a good score. Break even of 46. His money is kind of dried up. He hasn't had that many good scores. I think this is probably one of his better scores. Let's have a look. So 50, 72, 56, 35, 65, 21, 55. So around 60, 55, 60 seems to be what he's getting. His average of 50.6, so that sounds about right. So it's probably he's considering being on the chopping block too. When I trade him out, he'll get a 75, but it doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. Kako got himself a 49. Again, very slow on the burn. Break even of 25, so he might, if he gets another 50, he'll go up a little bit. Henderson didn't play. Gawn, had my vice captain on Gawn, so 174, pretty sweet. And he pretty much was the reason that I won my most important league match against all my friends, where there's one person who gave away the Nick Dacos 125 captaincy. They rolled the dice and they took Cherry, who also got like 160. he looked like getting 200 for a while, Cherry, and Max Gawn got a bit of rest in the last quarter. He could have easily gone 200. So I thought it was a bit brave of my opponent to give up the 250 and go for it, but it did work for them. Unfortunately, I still pipped them at the post by about 80 points, I think it was. I won in the end, 80, 100 points. We'll put the going back on here. 135, fantastic. Was so tempted and still are tempted, but definitely not going to do it to go to Cherry for him. Cherry, you got to feel is the number one ruckman of this year, but De Koning is still doing enough at the moment. So as you can't trade him out. What's his break even now? He's got a break even at 97. So if he comes out, smashes this again, he'll go up. And I mean, obviously Cherry's going to go up as well. But at some point, if you want to, if Pitnet comes back in, you want to swap from one to the other. That's going to be not going to cost you very much, if it costs you anything at all. At the moment, you would actually make money, I believe, if you got Cherry in your team. Now he's actually worth less than this. So if you don't have De Koning in you, this is the time to get Cherry. Rank was not rank. He got 120, very nice. We'll take it. Bailey Smith 120, very nice. We'll take it. McRae 77, a little bit down. He'll come back though. I'm not worried. I'm not thinking about trading him or anything. Caleb Daniel 89, again, for a player that we got for 200 and something K, I'll take that 89 every day of the week, averaging 100, which is brilliant. I've heard people talk about trading him. Don't trade Caleb Daniel. He is the least of your problems. Keep him, and if you need to do a luxury trade at the end of the season to someone who's scoring like a 110 or 120 average in the forward line that you missed, maybe then. But I would not be trading Daniel for any reason. Marek 87, doing Marich things. Sorry, Marich. Yep, good. Doing exactly what he's supposed to do. I like it. Very nice. Ashcroft 68. Well, we can't expect him to get 75s and 80s and 90s every week, but I'll take a 68 out of a rookie any day of the week. Very nice. What's his break even now? His break even is 48, so potentially can still make money and still reasonably safe on the field. Not that we can say that too much about any of our rookies. I thought Reed was reasonably safe for a 50 as well, at least, and got me a 35. We need to get these rookies off the field. And then Flynn, 105, very nice, exactly what we got him in for. How's his break even of a negative 45, predicted to go up. If he gets a 95, he's going to go up another 60k. Already went up 60k. He went up 79k this week. Goes up 60k, and then the week after that, he'll go up more than that if he gets a 95 again. They're predicting he's going to get a 75, but so he's still got probably at least another 100k to go. Might be a little bit late to jump on, considering you're just getting him from cash gen. And his game was interesting. So in the first quarter, he had 0 hit outs. It was like Meek destroyed him. Meek had like 12 hit outs to none with about 3 minutes to go in the quarter, and then I think maybe Flynn scraped 1 or 2 in the last 3 minutes. But so that was surprising that he couldn't even get 1 hit out. But his work around the ground was pretty good. And let's be honest, if Bailey Williams is in there, he's not going to do any better. I mean, I hope Minnie says this. As an Eagles supporter, I think you have to stick with Flynn. He's the only real ruck that we have. And you have to give him a go for at least a month or two and see how he goes. And at least that gives in theory, he should be able to get more hit outs than Bailey Williams, and he should be able to give the midfielders at least a bit of a chance of getting first hands on the ball, though he didn't do a very good job of that on the weekend. As for on the bench, Cleary got an 89. That's brilliant. We didn't have him on the field, but he's gone a 90. Then what did he do? Last week he had a very low score. and he's gone back to another 90. So it's very nice. He went 81, 30, 89, and his first score was a 66. So he's making lots of money for us. Hopefully, if he can get a couple of scores over 60 here, that 30 will drop out and he will jump a nice pretty penny. Let's have a look. So if he only gets a 69 this week plus 23, he gets 79 plus 38. So these seem like reasonable scores from a rookie to me. Could be at 300k within 3 or 4 weeks. And we really need these rookies to make cash gen for us. Cash generation is the name of the game. So that was the team. If I had to give an MVP, it's got to go to Gawn, right? With the vice captain straight away. Made a nice safe week for me. Could lock in that captain score, and then everything after that. After missing the 170 of Dacos the week before, I was very happy. I was debating whether to make him vice captain or not. So once I changed my mind a few times between making him vice captain or VC and Dacos, and in the end I was going to go Gawn into Dacos, and we just took that score as obviously you should. As for the big, if there's a joker, if he's the king of the team, who is the joker? So I'm going to give the joker to, Murphy Reed's a rookie. I don't really expect him. He's been very good. Just because he got the lowest score, he doesn't get the joker, I don't think. Bailey Dale gets the joker. He banged out those first 2 big scores. Some people call them, fake primos or so he's just not delivering. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. I'm not too sure now that Jason Johannesson is back. Is that going to make even more hard for him to get that run and carry of the ball, which he likes? He's still getting kickouts, but not that many. I mean, I think this week, if we have a look, I think he had shared them and got 3. I think I looked before. Western Bulldogs. Did we not do kick-ins? Kick-ins for Western Bulldogs. You guys can see this all right. So he had 3 and Bramble had 3, which is kind of the way it's been going. They've been splitting them with a few others getting. Rory Lobb had 1, Joel Fraser had 1, and Luke Cleary had 1. Jason Johannes had none, so at least that's a good thing. He's not taking away his kicks, his kick-ins, but he just doesn't seem to be performing. Well, he's definitely not performing how we want him to perform. So he gets the joker. And Max Gawn gets the king of the team for the week. All right, so who are we going to think about for vice captain this week? Let's have a look. So first game is Essendon and North. Second game is St Kilda and Freo. So with that in mind, I think probably Freo, we can give Brayshaw a go at the vice captain, and Gawn plays the Eagles this week. So unless they decide to give him a rest, or, like they did last week, you assume that Gawn will, if Meek's going to destroy Flynn, Gawn is really going to destroy Flynn. So I think it's reasonably safe to put the captain on him. The only issue is, do you think that they might rest him? But within, if they rest him completely, that's fine, even though I wouldn't like that very much. But if they don't take him and don't name him, you can deal with it. But if they rest him by putting subbing him out or sitting him on the bench for a long time, if they're killing us, which you assume they're probably going to, it could be an issue. But I think I'm willing to take the fact that he could score 200. If Brayshaw gets less than about a 120, I'll go for it. I think at the time 125 seems to be the number that I would go for. Now, for you guys out there, that's probably the best choice for me, I would think. But for you guys out there, Essendon and North, the first 2 games, if you got Merritt or Cherry, I think they are very valid options to put your VC on. Obviously, when Dacos doesn't play until later on, so maybe you can vice captain Cherry or Merritt into Dacos. If you have Brayshaw like me, go there. I don't think that's pretty safe. Gawn, I think, is pretty safe as a captain or a vice captain choice, depending on where they play. They play later in the round, so it's probably a captain. Who else plays early? I mean, maybe Tagoning, Carlton versus Adelaide on Saturday. Maybe you could have a vice captain on him. Bulldogs, if by some miracle that you have Bont, I'd be putting the vice captain on Bont, or the captain on Bont. Maybe, vice captain Cherry, captain Bont. That sounds like a nice little combo. So there's a few choices for you. Let me know down there in the comments if you have any other choices for your captains and vice captains who you think might be good. And while we're doing that, you might as well give me a subscribe, hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button for me, please. I love making these videos for you guys. That really helps me out. And the comments down below, even if it's just a GG or nice one, Seano, that helps a lot. And I'll make sure if you have any questions or comments that I get back to you. Okay, so what's next? What are we thinking about with trades, crew? Trades, what are we thinking about? So I think we need to get Murphy Reid off the field. And money-wise, so we have this problem. Let's talk about my problem. I'm not talking about in life, I'm talking about Supercoach. Otherwise, we'd be here all day. So the problem is, when I look at the other good teams, they all seem to have one more primo than me in the team. I seem to have more rookies on the field. When you look at your matchups against the best teams in my league, they seem to have always one more good primo on field than I do. And I want to try and get another primo on the field as quickly as possible to counter that. Otherwise, I'm always going to be one primo behind. And right now, people like Max Gawn and Brayshaw are saving me, and Dacos with their big scores. But the further you go in the season and the more people fill up their teams with primos, the less that's going to help you out. So I really want to get a primo on the field. The problem is there aren't many trade targets. So if we have a quick look at... what if we go to players maybe? If we went to break evens, or let's go to cash cows, Matt Flynn. Now, okay, so Oscar McDonald on the bubble this week, 52.8k. I don't like this pick at all, and I won't be going there. And I'll explain to you why. The reason he's in the team is because Freo have a couple of outs. Jackson is out, and their other big forward is suspended. What was his name? He's actually been playing quite well. I'm having a bit of a mental blank at the moment. But yeah, so they have two people out and they'll both be coming back. And I'm pretty sure he's only holding the position for them. Even if Jackson came back in this week and he still was named, I'd still be a little bit worried. I understand we don't have much other options. So if he is named and you pick him up, I mean, you are going to make some cash. So I don't knock you for doing it, but I'm just worried that he'll end up being a dead rookie on the, sitting on the bench in a couple of weeks' time, and there's no guarantee he's going to make it past 1 or 2 games. So, I'm definitely not going to go him. I think you missed the boat on Flynn a little bit if you think about him. Sandy Brock didn't play as he's been dropped. Bailey Humphrey, for everyone that kept Bailey Humphrey, good on you guys. 150, I think it was, wasn't it? Very nice. Very nice. Paid you guys back. All of, it took him a while, but he did absolutely smash it. I'm hoping for you guys that he does that a few more times. Hewitt, I think, 220, you probably missed the boat. you're looking to make money at 220, I don't think he's one of these rookies that you're buying expensive thinking that he's going to get you really good scores. I don't think he's an option. Carroll, if you miss Carroll, he went up 50k to 150. I still think he's gettable then. He looked okay, I thought. He was still named even though Carlton had a few ins. So maybe that's a good sign that they like him and they're going to give him a bit of a go. Hopefully he gets to play for a few more weeks. Obviously keep an eye on the team sheets to see if he is named again. I was a little bit worried when I got him in that they might make him the sub, but when I looked at the team sheets, I was pretty sure that they were going to make Ollie Lord, I think his name is, as they've been doing a lot, and that's exactly what they did, so that was good. Darcy Ford, no. If he played regularly, maybe. See, there's not much else besides that. Really, this week, you don't really have much other choice. Unless if Clay Hall came back, he's probably too expensive. If Gross came back, I might think about it. Can't see him there anywhere, but if Gross came back, I might think about going there. How much is he? He is 147, so still under 150k. If he came back after getting an 80 last time he played, I'd consider it. But you really need to be wary. 80 and then an 11. So you're going to have to want him to play quite a few more weeks to get the cash gen re-kicked in. That 11 hurts a lot after he was made the sub. And of course, you've got to worry that he might be the sub again. And who knows what Mini is doing down here at the Eagles. He could be dropping or bringing in players or making anyone the sub. I'm pretty sure he's trying to give every single player on the list at least one match for some unknown reason. So that's this week. Now, there is a couple other options. If you wanted to go early, and this is something that I might be considering. So the week after, if we go to round 9, Henry Hustwaite. Now, this is a rookie that I liked last year that didn't play. So I believe it's not his first year. He didn't really get a game last year, though, I think, and we all were waiting around for him to get a game. So he came out and he played well. And because of Hawthorn's injuries, I believe he took Nash's position, I believe. He should be, in theory, safe for at least a few weeks. So, it is a gamble. This could really blow up in your face if you did this. And he could be subbed, he could be dropped, and you could be stuck with a non-playing rookie and a rookie that hasn't gone up any money on the bench. He could come out and play this week, play great, and then get dropped the week after. So, but I do like him. I do like the look of him. Now, there's only one other. Where is he? The bus man. Jed Buslinger. All right. So he's in defensive line for the Bulldogs. Now, me personally, this one I think is a little bit more risky than the Hawthorn Hustwaite. I wouldn't be going there early. I'd definitely be waiting there to next week. So even though it's the same type of situation, I think I would be safer. If you're going to go early, I would be more comfortable going early with Hustwaite than I would be with Buslinger. But if Buslinger plays this week, and he's named the week after, I'm definitely going to snap him up. At that, he got a 57. If he could just get around that or higher again next week, he's in defence. I think he's like a key position defence player. So, but at least back there in defence, he might get some marks and some cheap possessions, which would be nice. So I think they're the two. If you're going to go early, you could consider. Both are risks. If I was going to take the risk, which I'm considering doing, which I'll show you in the moment, is going to be the Hawthorn guy. Sardis, if you've got Sardis, rumours is that he might play this week. So whatever you do, don't sell him until you see the team sheets. Once you see the team sheets, if he's not named, then you can sell him. It was mentioned, I saw that he was pulled out of the VFL game even though last weekend, so he could be rested up for the short break for this weekend. So that means they're either going to play him or they need, they think that they might need him. And the rumours were that Shield might be rested or might be slightly injured and might have the week off. So if you've got him and you've held him, hopefully he plays for you this week. Now, I did notice one more. No, that's it. So Connor Stone, let's just have a look at the pain for me. He came out, and after I kept him from the beginning of the season, and I sold him this week, and he gets a 78. After 6 weeks where his highest score was a 46, and his highest score ever in the first game was a 64 in round 0, he gets 78 and re-clicks his cash gen. So I'm going to miss out on 40, 50k there, which is kind of frustrating, but it's the way Supercoach goes. I was almost more frustrated at the fact that I had to give away my forward and defense swing. There was no other way I could get Carroll in because I was afraid that he was going to be the sub or not named, so I had to wait to get him in, and that was the only option I had. The only other option I had was to get rid of Patton for him, but Patton played for the first time, and actually, well, he scored some points. He didn't do very well. He got like 30, but he got some points. So 67, 43, and then we had to wait 5 or 6 rounds, and he gets 36. At least he's gone up. He went up 30k, so at least he's gone up a little bit. If he could get a 60, he would go up, another 20k if he could get a 60. Hopefully he does that and generates a little bit of more cash for us. We're kind of happy with the rookie situation. We only have the one non-playing rookie now, so that's okay with our cash gen in theory. Unfortunately, a lot of our rookies they're not dead rookies, but they're playing like dead rookies. They're not bringing in the cash. So what I'm thinking, I think Murphy Reid has to go. And I got 2 options, right? So this is the first option. Murphy Reid goes, and we bring in the Hawthorn gentleman, the young man. Complete trade. Let's do it like this just for the moment. So there we go. We've got him in, and that gives us opportunity. It gives us 250k. Now, with this 250k, we could target one of 2 players. So I can't really afford much. I'm going to put it on top of a rookie. And to get who I want. So I can get rid of Trainer, which I don't really want to do. I really prefer to hold Trainer for a few more weeks. But we could get rid of Trainer. Then we can sub someone back to the back line like Sinclair. And then we have 500 to 13,000. That would allow us to get one of the 2 forward. Let's put a midfielder up here just to make it easy for us. Round points. So we're looking at Petrarca or Warner. So here, there's good and bad for both. Petrarca's, this is his highest score of the season so far. His role and position looks good. Playing midfield, playing CBAs. He's getting more CBAs than any other midfielder. Gets 129. That's his biggest score. I think he hadn't cracked 100 before then. He does have the Eagles this week, so wouldn't be surprised if he cracks another big score this week. So he is number 1, and Chad Warner is number 2. Now, Warner, got 121 as well. Now, I do like the fact that Warner's role seems to have changed in the last 2 weeks. I've got it here. So from round 0 to 5, he played 50% mid-time and 42% forward time. Close to 50-50, right? Last 2 rounds, he's played 75% mid, 23% forward. So I'm not too sure if that's going to stick, but if it does, it shows, he can potentially get big scores. As for how he's been going this season, he has had a few hundreds as opposed to Petrarca. He had 115 here, he had 122 there, and 121. Now, he has had, this 54 was a sub game, that's from half a game. So really his lowest scores are 71. You take out the sub game, his lowest scores are 71, which, obviously you don't want from one of your primos, but especially considering that is one of the games where he played the 70% midfield. I also want to take into account that Mills will come back, whether that's going to make a difference. Goulden will come back, but that's not for a long time. Maybe Mills will help out. I heard someone say they're worried possibly about the GWS Bedford tag this week, but surely the tag goes to Heaney, who is a lot more dangerous. You would think he's a more dangerous player, can get you goals, is that goal-kicking midfielder. So I like the fact that his role has changed, and I also like the fact, if you go back and look in past seasons, if we can look in here in seasons, he has a big ceiling when he plays that midfield role. So if we go back here, see there's a 125 there, there's a 135, there's a 172, a 144, a 130, a 164. So he does have that high ceiling. You got to look though, he is going to get you 79s, 89s, 72, 89s, 65. He's going to get you some of those average scores, but he has a big ceiling. And the other thing is, he's cheaper than Petrarca. So I kind of flipping a coin between these two. So I could do this and go complete trade. So I could do that. That's option number 1. I don't mind this option, but I find I'd really like to keep Trainer till maybe the buys. His money will go back up, but it's going to take 2 weeks to do it. It's going to go down this week. I'll show you what I mean. So if we undo those trades, we have a look at Trainer. So like I said, I think if you're going to sell him, last week was the time to do it. Even then, I might have to sell him next week. If Buslinger comes out, smacks a 70 or something, I'm going to need to sell someone in the back line, and it could just be him, unless I put Sheasel back there. So if we go to season stats, we have a look. So next week, if he gets 64, he's going to go down 9K. He went down 3K this week, and he's going to go down 9K. I think 64 is a reasonable to expect from him as a rookie. But if he gets 64 the next week after that, he's going to go up 20K. So he's lost 10K in 2 weeks, but then in 1 week he's going to jump 20K, and you're going to be 10K ahead. And then if he gets another 64, he's going to go up 14. So by the time he gets to round 11, if he's getting in 12, I think his buy, where's his buys in 14? So say you want to trade him out just before the buy, keep him until the buys, 310K. So another 50K, and that's if he doesn't have a spike score. If he can manage to smack a 80 in there, or a 90, that he might even get more. So that's why I'm tempted to keep him. So here's my other option. My other option is the same thing. We go early. We go early. This, unfortunately, I never recommend anyone to go early on rookies. I mean, anyone who went early on, is it Tunstall from Brisbane this week? Sub straight away. If you didn't manage to get him out of your team, yeah, you got punished. So that's exactly what happens when you go early on rookies. You are playing the rookie roulette, and more than often, Supercoach is a fickle mistress, and she will punish you. She will punish you for doing things that you're not supposed to do, like sideways primos or getting in rookies early. So I'm thinking now, this way I can't afford Petrarca. What we're going to do is we will trade out C. Warner for, guess who? C. Warner. This might be a little bit confusing, but yes, it's Corey Warner that we're trading out, and we're getting in Chad Warner. So I assume they're brothers. I don't know that. I mean, they have to be, right? I don't know that for sure, but I'm just assuming that they are. Round 7 summary. Where is the man? Chad Warner. There we go. So I can do this, and I can get 17K. I can have 17K in the bank. That way, I get to keep Trainer, who I think is more likely to make a better score. The other Warner's best score of the season is like a 60, and he doesn't look like going up. I mean, that's the same thing we said about Connor Stone, and then he just smashed a 75. So expect that to happen. Congratulations if you've got Corey Warner, because I'm going to boost up his points for you. So if we move, and then I think just to make it look better, maybe we put Chad Warner down here somewhere instead of. So that way I get a potential premium on the field, and I get one of those rookies off the field. So that to me seems more reasonable. That to me seems like a better bet, keeping Trainer. I'd really like to keep Trainer. Now, like I said, I might have no option. Next week, Buslinger comes in. I mean, I don't know how I get him in the team. We don't have the luxury of using the flex position. So if we need to get Buslinger, I'm not too sure. We might just have to bite the bullet, and we would have lost 10K and sold him, which will be disappointing. But we're going to have to live with it. This is what I think is the best option for me. We've got a rookie off the field. We've got another Primo. So now instead of having two rookies in the forward line playing, we're going to have a Primo and Marriage. So this seems kind of fine for now, right? My forward line, I mean, obviously at one point I'd like to upgrade Marriage or this position to a whoever, to a Horn-Francis or somebody else there in the forward line that we really want. We are putting off. We don't want to really think about Horn-Francis, just considering that we traded him out, or Rosie. We don't really want to think about them, even though we may have to get them back at some point. Rosie did cop a tag this week. He seemed to play through it. They said that I want to have a quick look. They said he played more midfield again. Is that correct, or is that just fan footy teasing me? So, he actually took, well, probably not, because he took 3 kick-ins. So, fan footy probably was just, I was like, oh, good, he's playing the midfield, he's being tagged, maybe that'll be good for me. No, he played centre-half back. Well, that looks pretty midfieldy to me. As opposed to that looks more in the back line. That's the week before. So he definitely spent more time through the midfield, got tagged and worked his way through it, which is nice to know he can work his way through it. But if they're moving him back to that midfield role and people are going to start trying tagging him again, I mean, maybe the jump off is not that bad. I can understand his price if you think about jumping on, but I'd still be a little bit. I think you got better options, and if you're guaranteed that he's going to play that halfback role, sure, get on him. But I'm not 100% sure that he's going to keep that role through the rest of the season. If he does, I'll probably be getting him later on. But as you can see from that heat map, looked like he played a lot more through the middle, but he did take some kick-outs, and so he must be playing a bit of both. All right, crew, that seems to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below. Like I say, no matter whether it's me or any content creator, we're doing this out of because we have a passion for AFL and Supercoach. So, we're not making millions from revenue from YouTube or anything. So please just give us that thumbs up and give us a comment and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps all of us out a lot, and we really appreciate it. And that gives us the motivation to keep on making videos. Every thumbs up I get on a video gets a little smile on my face and makes me think about how I look forward to making the next video. If we're going to set up our teams before we go, who do we say? We said vice captain into captain. We could even give, drawing at 89, I don't know which one's better to have on the field. We could put Marriage up here. We get it, we can do, if we do this, and then we can decide between Hewitt and Cleary who we want to play. We might be able to have a look at Caco's score here and get Henderson on the field. Won't be able to do a loop here anymore. So I think that's how the team's going to set up. I hope you all have a really great day. I hope you all have a great week. Keep tuned for my trade talk video, which will probably come out tomorrow. I hope everyone is doing very well and has an awesome day. Thank you very much. Take it away, Skip.